Put some of our headlines in perspective with our Reporters Roundtable. Ian is back, and joining us each week is Bud Kennedy from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram and Bernadine Steptoe, the political producer at WFAA here in Dallas. You know, last week, the talk about the governor's race was all about Beto and the bad word. The Tribune pointed out that he said roughly the same thing at other rallies, just maybe not using that language. Ian, it definitely fired up Democrats, but did it win him any new voters?
Well, it's got him. It's got people talking about him, which is kind of what he probably wants right now. And it was a moment where, you know, a lot of people are kind of centering around this, and I think also a lot of people are seeing that he was tapping into a vein of anger, in particular about the shooting in Uvalde. And so I think that's what's resonating right now, is that anger and frustration. Whether it translates into voters, that's another question to be determined. But it certainly feels like he was tapping into something that a lot of people are feeling right now.
What do you think, Bud?
It drew him a mother of an audience. It drew him 15 million views for the videos worldwide, a lot of attention, a lot of money. We're back kind of in a 2018 Beto mania kind of phase, at least for a little while. Whether he said it before or not, he meant for everybody to get mad and stay mad about what happened in Uvalde, and I think he's had that effect.
And Bernadine, could it attract some voters but turn off others?
I don't think it's going to turn off any voters. I think that if anything, he's going to satisfy his supporters. But keep in mind the topic that he was talking about at that time. And I'm sure Abbott doesn't want any of his supporters identified as laughing about the shooting of those children. So I don't think he's going to lose any voters at all. I think, as we've said previously, he is getting some traction on it.
You know, Governor Abbott offered Beto O'Rourke a debate in what's become somewhat of a Texas tradition on a football Friday night in an outlying market. This time it's going to be the Rio Grande Valley. O'Rourke is asking for 3 more town hall style debates on separate nights. So, Ian, to start with you, a couple questions here. You know, do voters need more than one debate? And is this one going to happen at all?
I think we'll still see one debate. I don't know that we'll see the 3 that Beto O'Rourke is proposing, but I do think, that they'll have the one. But it's going to be really interesting, of course, like, Friday night football, as you mentioned, it's a tough time to get a big audience there. But I think people will be really interested in seeing how, O'Rourke and Abbott engage. Obviously, will it sway voters? It's hard to say. I think that there's still the issues that we've kind of been discussing are going to be the key things for them. But it's going to be interesting to at least kind of see how they both kind of respond in that type of one-on-one environment.
And Bud?
Beto owns a town hall stage, no matter who his opponent is, the way he stalks around the stage just from his size and motion. I think you'll see Governor Abbott insist on debating at a table. He may debate the same way he did against Wendy Davis and not even look at his opponent the whole debate.
Wow. Interesting. Bernadine, your perspective?
Yes, I think we'll have one debate, and it's going to be primarily what Governor Abbott wants. I think that Beto will cave because he needs to debate more than Abbott does.
And you're saying because O'Rourke needs to close that whatever it is, 5 percentage points gap, he needs these debates to sort of juice the campaign and attract some of those new voters and narrow that down.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that it will help him because he does well in debates. He does well when he has a captured audience. And I think that's why he's going to agree to one debate, because I do not see Abbott moving from that one debate on a Friday night, because he's done it previously. As Bud mentioned, he did it with Wendy Davis. So I don't think that you're going to see more than one debate. You're going to see it on a Friday night. Now, maybe they can compromise on something else, but Governor Abbott is not going to compromise on one debate and Friday night.
All right. Well, we'll have to leave it. We'll have to leave it there for this week. But I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about this in the months to come. Ian, Bud.